Let's go to war. Let's go to war. Yeah. Go give me my sword. Leave me alone, I'm in the zone. Walk in the building like give me my throne. You want the smoke, then it come to the dome. I take over Texas and make it my home. Skirt, boom, fly through the room. Fly in the ship that look just like a cartoon. You want the smoke, we got armies on moons. The Lord get an order, we move to the tomb. Never lacking from Texas to Jackson. We been about action, the South be a faction. We got the numbers to make you a fraction. My Bible is precept, now that's really matching. Go to the place where they put us on ships. Throw with the power, I summon a whip. Don't do no talking, I gave all the options. Now give me my Bible and let's get it poppin'. Shout out to Dallas that beat a platoon. Look to the east and then back for the boom. We been up fighting from 12 until noon. I'll burn a big house and then find all the coons.
Go to the base, move like a home and let's go just a base. I wanna take out your right your hands over God and get out the way.
Let's go to war, let's go to war, let's go to war, let's go to war, let's go to war. Bring me my sword, let's go to war, let's go to war, let's go to war, let's go to war, let's go to war. Bring me my sword, let's go to war, let's go to war, let's go to
soldier, an officer, teacher, a reader, a flyer, a mic and a speaker. I gotta beseech him. I cut him, then pass it to deacon. The captain gon' feed him, and bishop gon' lead him. He bleeding, fatigue, he anemic. Your pastor been dancing with demons. He fall like the season. It's treason when brothers believing they turning to leeches. Them times been screeching. Pull up and go. One time. No zodiac, look at them 4 signs. It's Caesar and Jesus, a kingdom you need to be seeking and looking for your tribe. I got Judah and Ephraim and Hill. Baba got secrets to heal. Bringing it closer, it's near. Shipping and changing the gear. Breaking and changing no feel. Making it plain and it's clear. Upright. Just around getting the foresight. Seeing the vision right from the beginning, but these niggas playing like Fortnite. We gotta repent for real. I want to stamp the seal. Bearing the sword, the shield. If it's a war, it's a kill. As it is written, you been through the deal. Take
let's
that.
Go to war, let's go to war, let's go to war, let's go to war, let's go to war. Bring me my sword, let's go to war, let's go to war, let's go to war, let's go to war, let's go to war. Bring me my sword, let's go to war, let's go to war, let's go to
Let's go to war. Enemies scoffing and scheming. That scripture that we said before. Pull up and hop out with Bibles and precepts and cut up the demons like give them some more. Christ coming back with a legion, redeeming the people, the nation, deceiving of war. And get them power to break all the heathen with a rod of iron, make them bleed and destroy. Get your faith fixed. Christians still stuck in the matrix. Your pastor for profit, a teacher for hire. Yeah, he a magician that play tricks. And we put in work, yeah, great bricks. And the South, the best man, Tay Diggs. And we from the bottom, yeah, straight out the mud. And we ready for rest like day 6. Now gather the troops, purple shirts with the shot on their boots. Terrestrial till he give us a boost. Never hide, man, cause we on the news. The demons trying, but they know what to do. Romans 9, when I pull up on you. Verse 13, yeah, hey, eat them. And go make them bleed by the hands of the dirty South Kings. 12.
Let's go to war, let's go to war, let's go to war, let's go to war. Bring me my sword, let's go to war, let's go to war, let's go to war, let's go to war, let's go to war. Bring me my sword, let's go to war, let's go to war, let's go to war.
Nehemiah, chapter 8 and verse 8. So they read out the book of the law of God distinctively and gave the sense and caused them to understand the reading.
Hey, what we doing? Let's get into it. We understand it. Read scripture fluently. We understand it. That's what the topic be. We understand it. Prophecy. Hey, what we doing? We understand it. Let's get into it. We understand it. Read scripture fluently. We understand it. That's what the topic be. We understand it. Prophecy.
We in this building.
Hey, shalom, shalom, Most High Christ bless, Most High Christ bless. And we back with another understanding prophecy. All right? Hey, I'm Officer Hakim, and to my right,
Officer Moses.
and to my far right.
Officer Shakanaya, shalom.
And we can't forget about the
reader.
reader.
Hey, it's Officer Yashar Arayedi.
Officer
Please say the
Yashar.
man.
Man. Hey, there's a lot going on in the world today.
Yeah.
A lot going on.
I'm talking about changing by the minute.
I mean, every minute is something different. Right? Every minute is something different. Hey, pull up the thumbnail real quick, y'all.
What a time to be alive.
Yeah, let's give them the title of the show. All right? Hey, so today, go ahead, read it.
The Great Red Dragon and the Dragons of Arabia.
That's right. The Great Red Dragon and the Dragons of Arabia. Hey, it's a lot. There's a lot going on in the world between these two right now. As we can see in the news, is something going on in the news every day, right? Bombing here, bombings there, or it's just something going on in the news every day.
Everything is like after. So if y'all ain't been paying attention to what's going on, Bishop brought out a great class on it this Sabbath, right? He touched on it, but it's hard to stay up on everything because everything is changing by the minute. So what he touched on the Sabbath, hey, stuff done escalated since then. You know what I'm saying? So what we got? Israel attacked Iran, attacked their nuclear facilities.
Yeah.
Yeah. That got a lot of these nations in upheaval about this. A lot of the neighbors of Iran, even so-called enemies of the past, speaking out about that,
right?
About that action. Right? So it's gonna cause a lot of upheaval that's going on. So we just here to report on it.
That's right. A lot of the evil. All right. Let me read something real quick before we start. Let me read something. Give me Revelation chapter 12. Chapter 12 and verse 3. Because the title of the day shows, right, is what is it? The Great Red Dragon and the Dragons of Arabia. Right? I'm gonna read this for those that don't know what this means or never heard of that, right? But read.
The book of Revelations, chapter 12 and verse 13.
Come on.
And there appeared another wonder in heaven.
Come on.
And behold, a great red dragon.
So a great red dragon, right? This red symbolizes Esau in the Bible. But read.
Having 7 heads.
7 heads, right? Read.
And 10 horns.
And 10 horns. The 10 horns is the 10 common markers of what we know today is NATO today. All right? Jump down to verse 9.
Verse 9. And the great dragon was cast out.
Read.
That old serpent.
Come on.
Called the devil.
Read.
And Satan.
Come on.
Which deceiveth the whole world.
Which deceiveth the whole world, right? This man deceives the whole world. Jump down to, what's the name? Give me a verse. What is it? Where is it? 15?
Yes,
15.
Sir. And the serpent cast out of his mouth water as a flood.
So this serpent, he cast out water as a flood, right? Jump over to chapter 16 and 13 real quick.
Bring it out.
Revelation chapter 16 and verse 13.
Come on.
And I saw 3 unclean spirits like frogs.
He said he saw 3 unclean spirits like frogs. Read.
Come out of the mouth of the dragon.
Come out of the mouth of the dragon, right? So how does this dragon speak? This dragon speak through his media, his his religion, his politics,
right?
All those things, right? That's how this dragon speaks, right? This dragon controls the media. This dragon controls what comes out on the TV today, right? That's why he can push so much propaganda and get the masses of people to be upon his side, right? Pull up that.
That's what it is. Propaganda.
Right. Pull up that the media list. Pull up the media list up real quick.
You gonna learn today?
Yeah, that's it right there.
Hey, you know what? I remember when Ye, formerly known as Kanye West, first brought out this list. It was similar, but he had a list of all the Amalek nations,
right,
that controlled all of the media, right? He called them the red media, and I was like, that name was so fitting.
Hey, the red media,
the
right?
Red media,
red media. But read some of those.
Every single aspect of the media is Jewish. Sony, Paramount, Fox, Comcast, Walt Disney.
They control all of these things that people that love to watch today. Sony, Paramount, Fox, Comcast, Walt Disney. What's that in the middle of it? Walt Disney, all of these things,
Fox.
TMZ, everything, all your news channels and everything. So this man controls all of these things.
Fox and CNN. So you think they got opposing views, but it's just look left wing, right wing, same bird.
Right, the same bird. Right, they pushing the same propaganda. All right, read that Revelations again.
Revelation chapter 16 and verse 13. And I saw 3 unclean spirits like frogs come out of the mouth of the dragon.
One of those unclean spirits is his media, as you can see, that this man controls all the media. Everything that your children watch, everything that we watching, all of these channels and things like that, this man, he owns all of these different corporations, right? He runs the media.
So you
this
know
is
what?
one way how he speaks.
Oh, so so people will sit there in front of their TV, all day long, and then talk to you like they got original thoughts.
Right.
No, no. You have been programmed on what to think. You've been watching the program, and then they talk to you like they got original thoughts. No.
Right.
Everything that you got in your head is what they wanted you to see, and they have molded and formulated your thoughts to what they wanted them to be.
Right.
So now you just regurgitate or parakeet everything that they put in your face on the media.
Right. And we brought this out in camp this past Sabbath, the same thing that you hitting on. Hold this real quick, right? Give me Psalms 10 and 4, because you're right? Our thought, a lot of people's thoughts are not their thoughts, right? Because their thoughts is what? Sports,
right?
Money, women and stuff like that. Their thoughts is not their thoughts. Is their thoughts is what been pushed out upon this media.
The
programming, right? Read that.
The book of Psalms, chapter 10 and verse 4.
Read.
The wicked, through the pride of his countenance, will not seek after God.
Read.
God is not in all his thoughts.
So God is not in all his thoughts. Why? Because his thoughts is Comcast, Sony, Fox, Walt Disney,
Paramount.
TMZ, Paramount, Vice TV, all of those things, right? This man pushed them, and then you got them right at your fingertips too.
Oh yeah,
right.
Look, this thing right here is diabolical.
Right.
I be trying to tell brothers and sisters all the time. I'm like, look, I don't know how you expect to raise your kids right. You putting this right here in their hand,
right,
and just let them go.
Just giving it to them and let them go wild.
I'm like, look, we got enough evil to fight in the world, and then you just put all the evil in the world at their fingertips, and you think you better beat the internet?
Right.
Beast mode.
Right.
What?
Go back to the Revelations.
Revelation chapter 16 and verse 13.
12 and 15.
12 and 15, yes, sir. The book of Revelation chapter 12 and verse 15. And the serpent cast out his mouth water as a flood.
Now jump down to 16.
Verse 16. And the earth helped the woman.
And the earth helped the woman. How did the earth help the woman? Go to Isaiah 59 and I think it's 19.
Bring it out.
Isaiah 59 and 19.
The book of Isaiah chapter 59 and verse 19.
Come on.
So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood.
So the enemy, he comes in like a flood, right? Like we're going to talk about today. He pushed a lot of his propaganda, but read.
The Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him.
So the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him, right? This Bible gonna come in and swallow up all those lies.
That's right.
This Bible gonna come in and reveal who this man is. Give me one more. Psalms 85 and 11. Yes, sir. Psalms 85 and verse 11.
Open up the scriptures.
And then get ready to play the first video.
The book of Psalms, chapter 85 and verse 11.
Come on.
Truth shall spring out of the earth.
So the Bible said that truth is going to spring out from the earth. Now truth is coming out, revealing who this man is. Truth is coming out, showing you who the son of perdition is. Truth is coming out and showing you who is that great red dragon, which is America, and all those nations that he in business with, right? All these European nations, right? But read.
And righteousness shall look down from heaven.
And righteousness shall look down from heaven. But all right. Y'all got anything before we move on?
No, let's go ahead and get into it. Let's go ahead and get to the meat and potatoes of the topic.
All right. Play that first video.
Do you have intel that the assassination attempts on President Trump were directly from Iran?
Through proxies, yes. Through their intel, yes. They want to kill him. Look, he's enemy number one. He's a decisive leader. He never took the path that others took to try to bargain with them in a way that is weak, giving them basically a pathway to enrich uranium, which means a pathway to the bomb, padding it with billions and billions of dollars. He took up this fake agreement and basically tore it up. He killed Qasem Soleimani. He made it very clear, including now, you cannot have a nuclear weapon, which means you cannot enrich. He's been very forceful. So for them, he's enemy number one.
Yeah.
Look, they also tried to kill me, but I'm his junior partner.
Wow.
So
Wow.
you see the propaganda that they cook up.
Oh, they already they building the case right now.
They building the case.
And this is right. This right here is like this is classic. This actually going back to like schoolyard propaganda.
Right.
Hey, dude over there talking noise about you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, he trying to. What's going on? They trying to drag America into the fight for him because they already started. They throw the rock and then they're like, I'm gonna go get my big brother.
Mm-hmm.
They threw the rock, started fighting, and said, I'm gonna get my big brother, America, and let them handle the.
And drag them in the war.
Drag them into the
drag
fight.
them straight into the fight, right? Because they started this fight and they cooking up this stuff like what did they say? They tried to.
They said that Iran Trump was the one that was behind the assassination attempts.
When with the
Caucasian
gays,
kid,
the gays on the ear or something like that.
Yeah,
the gays. Man, come on, bro.
Yeah,
these folks is crazy, right? But play it again. Play the video one more time because it's something I missed. It's something that I missed on that video. Play it one more time.
Do you have intel that the assassination attempts on President Trump were directly from Iran?
Through proxies, yes. Through their intel, yes. They want to kill him. Look, he's enemy number one. He's a decisive leader. He never took the path that others took to try to.
Hey, but stop. But like I said, through proxies and things like that, right? Pretty much hearsay or whatever, right? So they cooking up their story so they can go in and do what it is that they really want to do, right? They cooking up this story. You found it?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Read that real quick.
Yeah, that's it. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 50 and verse 45. Therefore, hear ye the counsel of the Lord, that he have taken against Babylon.
Read.
And his purpose, that he have purposed against the land of the Chaldeans.
So his purpose is going to prevail. But read.
Surely the least of the flock.
So the least of the flock, as you pull up a map, right, you can see that Israel is like this little spot, right, in the midst of all those Arab countries, right?
And one of the smallest out of all the Edomite nations.
The smallest out of the Edomite nations. Read.
Shall draw them out.
Shall draw them out. He gonna draw his big brother out, right? Because you read some of the reports, the United States is thinking about bombing Iran. United States is thinking about jumping in the war. They're gonna drag America. The prophecy said they're gonna be dragged into this war. Believe it or not. Those that love America so much, hey, America about to get it too.
Another, about to right back in the Middle East. I thought it was gonna be peace, but it ain't no peace.
Ain't gonna be no peace, right? All right, pull up those clippings after that. Pull up those clippings.
And see, this guy right here, Benjamin Netanyahu, he done drug America into wars before. Y'all don't understand, like before the Iraq invasion back in 2001 and 9/11, Benjamin Netanyahu was trying to get us to go in and topple Saddam Hussein years before that. I'm talking about since the 80s.
And we got that too. We got that.
Since the 80s. People think, hey,
remind them.
They don't know nothing about this. Some of y'all out there in TV land right now probably was too young to know this. But all this stuff been in the works for years. And now they just showing their hand and playing their cards for their plan.
Right. Well, show the first one. Read that.
Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu said he was attacking Iran to prevent a nuclear holocaust.
So he was trying to prevent a nuclear holocaust, but read the bottom.
Israel has already dropped the equivalent of 6 nukes on Gaza.
Man, you see Gaza, hey, the pictures that they show in Gaza today, man, it's like Gaza has been flattened over there.
I saw a report, the guy was speaking on it today. He said 90% of Gaza is destroyed. 90%. All buildings, all infrastructure, everything. 90% of Gaza is destroyed. There's not one hospital left standing there. Not one university left standing there. No civic buildings. 90% of the whole place is destroyed. Like 2 million people displaced, and it ain't been no food or water being able to get in Gaza. They got it wrapped off for the last 3 weeks, and they saying it ain't a genocide.
Yeah, these some evil people, right? They some evil. Read that again.
Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu said he was attacking Iran to prevent a nuclear holocaust.
So he wanted to prevent a nuclear holocaust, but they got nukes. Read.
Israel has already dropped the equivalent of 6 nukes on Gaza.
So they already dropped the equivalent of 6 nukes on them people of Gaza, right? They destroyed that place. And then I remember when they gave them, what, like 24 hours to get up out of Gaza? 24 hours.
And then they start bombing
and
their
start
retreat.
bombing them. Start bombing those people.
The retreating route. They
right.
bombed.
So these some evil people. Play the next one. Show the next one. Can you see that?
Yes, sir. On June 13th, Netanyahu gave a speech shortly after bombing Tehran, justifying the attacks.
So he wanted to justify those attacks, right? Like we said earlier, they used the media as their propaganda to persuade the masses. But read.
He called Iran genocidal and said it was trying to destroy his country.
But what did he do in Gaza?
Israel actions in Gaza have widely been branded genocide.
Everybody know that was genocide. They wiped out, what is it, like 40,000 some odd people that they didn't killed over there? So I could be misquoting.
No, that's way under the actual number. I think they said it was more like maybe 40,000 kids that probably just died.
Okay, they could have been that.
They were just the kids, okay? But I'm talking about over 100, it feels like hundreds of thousands. Because one thing I saw about this report, now, like you said, the media and the propaganda. So the way they report things is very, very shady. So if they say it's been 50,000 deaths, you saw the pictures of Gaza before. If y'all put the pictures of all the rubble in the destruction in Gaza, okay, so y'all see this stuff on the bottom. 90% of the Gaza Strip looks like that. The people that's buried under the rubble don't count as dead bodies yet.
Man,
They're not counting them as dead.
That's just pretty much a wasteland, bro. That's terrible. Hey, can I get a scripture real quick?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So when they're reporting on the numbers, they're not reporting all the people that's buried under all of that.
Hey, let me get
It's
Psalms
just missing.
140, verse 1. You know, read 1 through 3 real quick.
The book of Psalms, chapter 141 and verse 1.
Chapter 140 and verse 1.
140 and verse 1. Okay, yes, sir.
Read that.
140 and verse 1.
Uh-huh.
Deliver me, O Lord, from the evil man.
Uh-huh.
Preserve me from the violent man.
From who?
From the violent man.
From the violent man. What nation on this planet Earth has the power and the military and the weapons to continue to make war? The ones that is ruling right now. Keep reading.
Which imagine mischiefs in their heart.
They imagine mischiefs in their hearts, right? Keep reading.
Continually are they gathered together for war.
Continually what?
Gathered together for war.
That is in their nature. Because as they was blessed with that, if they were blessed with the sword, that's what's in their nature. That's how they overtake and conquer these lands. That's how they rule in their power, is with war. That's in their nature. That's all they got on that.
And you can't change them, right? Give me Ecclesiastes 1 and 15. You can't change this man, right? They try to love him. They want to, we support him, but he don't support you. You can't change this man. The Lord made him this way. Read that.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 1 and verse 15. That which is crooked cannot be made straight.
You can't try to make it straight. You can't love him to make it straight. That's how he is, right? He only know one way, and that's war.
Yeah.
Right? Just like we was reading earlier. He dropped the equivalent of 6 nukes on Gaza, right? Give me Job 20 and 11. Job 20 and 11. Listen to what the God says about this man.
And just like you said, that you can't love him to change him. It's just like they say, you can't change the nature of a snake.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It bite, that's what it do, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. You play with him, you gonna get bit. Read that.
The book of Job, chapter 20 and verse 11. His bones are full of the sins of his youth.
His bones are what?
Full of the sins of his youth.
Man, this man was born this way from his youth up, right? You ain't changing this dude, right? Ain't no changing him. There's some more on that, but that's it.
I get you going. Which shall lie down with him in the dust.
Which shall lie down with him in the dust. Give me Sirach 3:28, real quick. Sirach chapter 3 and verse 28.
That's a fire precept right there.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3 and verse 28.
Read.
and the punishment of the proud, there is no remedy.
This man is proud. Ain't no remedy that's gonna change him, right? It ain't no remedy. This man don't respect nothing. He make laws and don't keep the laws, right? He break every treaty, everything that possible that he can break, he breaks it. Read.
For the plant of wickedness have taken root in him.
So that plant of wickedness is rooted in him, right? You can't change this man. That's why he does the things that he does and cause hell on earth wherever he's at. All right? Play the next clip.
Hey, you got one more clip because I wanted to put this stuff in. I wanted to put this into scale because we saw it, just the destruction that's actually going on in Gaza, and the Israelis are sitting back like, we've done nothing. What do you mean? They started this.
Right.
Now, I think Benjamin Netanyahu is actually, as far as the international court goes, he's got like warrant out on him.
Yeah, he's a fugitive.
He's a fugitive. The dude is a fugitive. It is a war criminal for things like this. I played I put a video right there in the prep. I put a video in the prep. The last one. It should be the last video there. But while they get that, while they getting that, read Zephaniah chapter 2 and start at verse 4. Because this is prophecy. The thing is now, what we're seeing even today, even what was going on in Gaza, and now what's going on with Israel.
This is the
what Israel's doing in Iran. This is all prophecy, and them getting away with what we're about to see right here has emboldened them to go ahead and attack Iran the way they did. All right, play what you got. Play what you got. Play what you got. That last video. It's showing the destruction. The very last clip. I put some emojis on it. All right, so y'all see.
This is the first drone footage CNN has taken in Gaza since November 5th, 2023. It was filmed for CNN on the first day of the ceasefire between Israel and Hamas after 15 months of war. In a recent report, the United Nations estimates that 60% of buildings in Gaza have been either damaged or destroyed by Israeli airstrikes in
5 months ago, 4 or 5 months ago. This is an old clip. And that was 60% then. Like I said, now it's 90% of the building. The buildings that's in rubble right there are on the ground now. Go ahead.
Military operations, which has displaced about 90% of the population.
90% of the population displaced. Gone. Where the kids at? They dead. But the world has said nothing. Read what you got.
The book of Zephaniah.
And I'm saying the world has said nothing because I just want to point out the hypocrisy of the white man, because all the Edomite nations, they would say, if this happened to any of their nations, like the way they report things that go on in Israel, if Gaza shoot one little rocket or something and it blow up a car, they act like 1,000 people died. And then they go over there and kill 1,000 people. It's great. All right, read what you got.
The book of Zephaniah, chapter 2 and verse 4. For Gaza shall be forsaken, and Ashkelon a desolation.
So now, where is Ashkelon? In Gaza. This is prophecy. God said Gaza shall be forsaken. Can anybody live there? This is uninhabitable. A desolation, forsaken. Read.
They shall drive out Ashdod at the noonday, and Ekron shall be rooted up.
So look, 90% of all the population that was there displaced.
Right.
Where you gonna? You got to live under a rock. Look, they making big rocks and the little rocks over there. they still bombing the little rocks.
A straight genocide.
Crazy.
Straight genocide, and they talking about.
But they got away with this, so now they're like, why not go ahead and attack Iran?
Right. That's why he's so powerful, because they feel like, hey, who can take us down, right? Who can do that?
And my big brother got my back.
Right, my big brother got my back, right?
They call the little Satan and the big Satan is what the Arabs call Israel and the U.S.
Right. All right, go ahead, pull up the clips up real quick before we go to break. Go back to those little clippings. I think it's the last. Where you at? Where you at? No, not that one. Start one before that, right there. Show that.
Netanyahu told viewers that an Iranian nuclear strike will be like 10,000 tons of TNT falling on a country the size of New Jersey.
Come on.
Since October 2023, Israel has dropped an estimated 70,000 tons of explosive on Gaza, an area about 1.6 the size of New Jersey.
You see the propaganda and the hypocrisy?
Right.
You see the hypocrisy in that, right? The hypocrisy and the propaganda that they do this, they do this, they good at what they do, right? Persuading the masses, making it look like that they the victim, right? Play the next one. Show the next one.
The tyrants of Tehran have brazenly openly called for Israel's destruction.
Now look, they talk about Iran calling them tyrants, but when was the last time Iran bombed the place? I mean, bombed what they have already bombed to 90% destruction. I ain't never seen it.
They still bombing.
They still bombing.
Still bombing.
If 90% of it already destroyed, they still bombing.
Still bombing.
But they said the first line says the tyrants. Who the tyrants? Propaganda is crazy, son.
At its finest. Read that.
Netanyahu said in the address, he has also made biblical allusions to destroying Palestinians. He called them Amalek.
He called
them
Palestinians.
Hey, the pot calling the kettle black.
Amazing. He called them Amalek.
You got to read that from the top again.
He has also made biblical allusions.
See, what the word they supposed to be using was delusions.
Right.
All right, but go ahead.
To destroying Palestinians. He called them Amalek.
He called them Amalek.
A nation the Israelites tried to wipe out.
So he called them Amalek, saying that they was the nation that the Israelites was trying to wipe out. All right, but we're going to address this when we come back. All right, so we're going to go into our next segment. All right, so y'all stay tuned for the next segment.
In this segment, we are going over the hell no segment, all right? Since we speaking on Esau, Edom, Idumea, the devil, the Edomite swine. Now, in this segment right here, we are going to go over this controversy that's going on in the churches when it goes to the story of Esau and Jacob. All right, so y'all play the clip real quick.
Bring it out.
Why can't Isaac reverse the blessing? Yeah, this is one that like modern 21st century Western ears, like we just can't handle this because Jacob comes before his father, lies to him, deceives him, tricks him into getting the blessing. And after Isaac lays the blessing on Jacob, even though he meant to give it to Esau, when Esau comes in and says, well, oh, the blessing is supposed to be for me, Isaac's like, oh, I'm so sorry, I already gave it to Jacob, and he can't change it. And everything in us wants to go, what do you mean you can't change it? Just like he lied, he schemed, he take it back, give it to Esau. But if you go throughout all of the ancient world, all these ancient legal codes, like look at the end of the Code of Hammurabi, what you'll find is it goes on and on and on talking about everything I've said. If anybody changes a single word of it, cursing will fall on them. Look at the book of Revelation. How does the book of Revelation end? What I have written, if anybody changes or adds to it, may cursing fall upon them, right? Like that's even in Revelation. Or you go to Persian governments. Even when they threw Daniel in the lion's den, he didn't want to do that, but he had already spoken. And the idea was, if I speak as if I am bringing down the authority of heaven on a promise that I'm making, it is irrevocable. It cannot be changed. And what Isaac is doing is saying, this is the promise of God that was given to Abraham, given to me. I'm now giving it to you. And God's covenant does not change, and it can't be taken away.
All right. So pretty much what they was speaking on when it goes to Jacob stole Esau blessing. Right? So let's find out, did he steal his blessing? So let's go to Genesis real quick. Let's go to Genesis 35 real quick. Let's find out if he steal his blessing. Because it always been a controversy when it goes to Esau and Jacob. Now, Esau is the forefather of the so-called Caucasians today. And Jacob is the forefather of you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, all right? Read that for me. Genesis 25, and we're going to start at verse 21. Read that.
The book of Genesis, chapter 25 and verse 21. And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife because she was barren. And the Lord was entreated of him. And Rebekah, his wife, conceived. And the children struggled together within her.
Now, he had children struggle together within her. Keep reading.
And she said, if it be so, why am I thus?
Just like what the man said, it was promised to Abraham that his seed, when it goes to Abraham, promised seed, this is what it's going to. But she's saying, why am I thus if this is the promised seed to Abraham? Keep reading.
And she went to inquire of the Lord, and the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb.
That's when the Lord let Rebekah know that you have 2 children in your womb. 2 different nationalities that's going to be progenitors out of your womb. Keep reading.
And 2 manners of people shall be separated from thy bowels.
It's going to be 2 manners of 2 different characteristics and 2 different spirits separated from your bowels. Keep reading.
And the one people shall be stronger than the other people. And the elder shall serve the younger.
Said what?
And the elder shall serve the younger.
Hold on, wait a minute. This before they was born. God said that the elder is going to serve the younger.
Yeah.
All right. So now, read verse 25.
Verse 25. And the first came out red all over like in hairy garment.
This is the elder. The first came out red all over like a hairy garment. Keep reading.
And they called his name Esau.
And the reason they called him Esau because he was red. Because the blood showed forth through his skin. That means he lacked the pigmentation that everybody else had on the planet Earth. All right. Now, let's already got that understanding that God already said before they was born that the elder is going to serve the younger. Now, jump to verse 29 and 30. Let's get to the point.
Yes, sir. Verse 29. And Jacob sowed pottage, and Esau came from the field, and he was faint. And Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, but the same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom.
Hold on, wait a minute. He said the same red pottage, for I am faint. Now, I've been seeing videos showing that they were talking about soup, lentils, and stuff like that. What is that red pottage? Because they called his name Edom, because Edom means red. Why did it say red pottage? Why didn't it just say pottage? It said red for a reason. Get Hebrews 12:16 real quick.
Open up the scriptures.
Hebrews 12:16.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 12 and verse 16.
Read.
Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat.
One morsel of what?
Of meat.
One morsel of what?
Of meat.
One morsel of meat. That red meat that was in that pottage. It was not cooked all the way. What made it red? The blood. That what made it red. Now go back.
The book of Genesis, chapter 25 and verse 30. And Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with the same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom.
Keep reading.
And Jacob said, sell me this day thy birthright.
And Jacob had said, sell me this day thy birthright. Why would he say that? He's not saying that because he sees that this is an opportunity because his brother is starving to death. No, it's because that he sees that his brother don't give a damn about keeping the commandments. Let's go to Genesis chapter 9 and verse 4. Because it is commanded by God to not eat the blood.
Yeah.
All right.
The book of Genesis chapter 9 and verse 4. But flesh with the life thereof, which is the blood thereof, shall you not eat.
We are commanded not to eat the blood. That is the commandment of God that we must keep. How are you going to try to get the reward without doing what's required for you to get the reward? The birthright is these commandments and statutes that God gave to the 12 tribe children of Israel. That's our birthright. This is our heritage. This is how we get the blessing, which is eternal rulership in the kingdom of heaven. All right. So did Jacob steal the birthright from Esau? Hell no. And with that, we're going to move on.
All praise.
Back with understanding prophecy. Hey, that was a fire hell no segment.
Yes, sir.
Fire
Yes,
hell
sir.
no segment. All right, but pull it back up. Pull it back up where we left off at.
The epitome of pot calling the kettle black.
Yeah, the nerve of these people.
The caucasity.
Caucasity.
All right, put it back up on the screen. Put it where everybody can see it. All right, read it again. Read it from the top again.
The tyrants of Tehran have brazenly, openly called for Israel's destruction, Netanyahu said in the address. He has also made biblical allusions to destroying Palestinians. He called them Amalek.
So he called the Palestinians Amalek. Right? Amalek. He called them Amalek. All right, now, go to Genesis. Go to Genesis 36. Let's see who Amalek is. Genesis chapter 36 and verse 8.
Say start at 1?
No, verse 8. Well,
Verse
you
8,
can start
yes,
it.
sir.
You can use verse. Read verse 1 and then jump to 8.
Yes, sir.
The book of Genesis, chapter 36 and verse 1. Now these are the generations of Esau, who is Edom.
Who is Edom? Verse 8.
Verse 8. Thus doeth an Esau and Mount Seir. Esau is Edom.
So Esau is Edom, right? So let's look at something. Jump down to verse 11.
Yes, sir. Verse 11. And the sons of Eliphaz.
Well, start at verse. Go on, read 9. Read 9 and read
Gotcha.
down.
Yes, sir. Verse 9. And these are the generations of Esau, the father of the Edomites in Mount Seir.
So he's the father of the Edomites, right? In Mount Seir. They dwelt in those caves, right, Marie?
These are the names of Esau's sons. Eliphaz, the son of Adai, the wife of Esau. Ruel, the son of Bashemath, the wife of Esau.
Come on.
And the sons of Eliphaz were Teman, Omar, Zepho, and Gatam, and Kenaz. And Timnah was concubine to Eliphaz, Esau's son.
Come on.
And she bare to Eliphaz Amalek.
Who she bare to him?
Amalek.
She bare Amalek to Esau. So Amalek is Esau's grandson. Right? Esau's grandson.
That's your daddy.
That's your daddy, right? So don't try to put another jacket on somebody
He the
else.
part
that
that there,
belongs to you.
youngin. That's right. The part that there, youngin.
That's right. That belongs to you, there, boy. Right? Give me First Maccabees. Let's get some more on it.
Bring that out.
First Maccabees, right? Give me First Maccabees, verse 1.
That's a fire precept right there.
1-1?
Yeah, only one.
Yes, sir. The book of First Maccabees, chapter 1 and verse 1.
Come on.
And it happened that Alexander, son of Philip.
Alexander, right? Those what they call him today. Alexander the what?
The Greek.
They say the Greek. I'm gonna call him the Greek.
The Greek.
Right?
Yeah, right.
Bereed.
Son of Philip, the Macedonian.
So the Macedonian, right? The Macedonian. We all know who that Alexander is, that Edomite, right? Go to Esther. Esther 3 and 1.
Bring it forward. See, what he about to do right now is what Christians hate, is what these so-called Jewish hate.
Y'all all right?
Is that we're going to go into the scriptures and reveal you.
Right.
Okay, just walk your whole lineage down in the Bible.
Right.
Yeah. Because you can't be like, oh, no, they're Amalek. We already, the Palestinians, they got a name Palestine for a reason, right? They've had this name for centuries, and we know who they go back to. They go back to all the rest of the Arabs, which go back to Muhammad, which go back to who? Ishmael.
You're going to learn today.
Right.
Look, it's bloodlines in this Bible. See, they can only get away with this stuff when you don't know the scripture.
Right. Esau always trying to hide. Always trying to hide and trying to play victim. Right? But read that.
The book of Esther, chapter 3 and verse 1. After these things, did King Ahasuerus promote Haman, the son of Amadatha, the Agagite,
read.
And advanced him and set his seat above all the princes that were with him.
So you got to keep that in mind. The Agagite, right?
What that sound like? That sound like somebody.
It's somebody, right? We got to find out who that is, right?
Because normally, when a people got a name like that, it came from a notable man.
A notable man, right?
A notable man in their lineage. So they would name the people, you know what, we're going to be the people after somebody right now.
After somebody, right? This somebody. Let's see who this somebody is. Give me what is it?
Want
Second Samuel.
Yeah, you want Samuel. I knew
15.
it. 15. I knew they what he wanted.
Second Samuel, or is it First Samuel?
I got you. First Samuel chapter 15, 1 verse 20.
Start at 8.
Yes, sir. The book of First Samuel chapter 15 and verse 8. And he took Agag.
He took who?
He took Agag.
Agag was who?
The king of the Amalekites.
Agag was the king of the who?
The Amalekites.
Agag was the king of the Amalekites. Sound familiar? We just read that in Genesis chapter 36. Right? Esau's grandson. Right? Read.
Alive and utterly destroyed all the people with the edge of the sword.
So the king, the Agag, right? Let's keep those things in mind. Go to Esther
And the
16.
Agagites?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, wait a minute. Okay, cooking. You getting somewhere.
Go to Esther 16.
They be trying to hide.
Y'all all right?
What you can't do, you can't run from these scriptures though. You know, it is what it is. Wait a minute, you was in the Old Testament too.
Old Testament too?
That's the Tanakh right
The
there.
Tanakh, they say,
Yeah,
right?
okay, yeah.
Tanakh,
All right.
right?
You went to, all right.
One thing Esau hates, though, Esau hates when you reveal who he truly is, right? But read that.
The book of Esther, chapter 16 and verse 10.
Come on.
For Ammon.
For Ammon, where we read that at? We read that where? Where do we read that at? It's Esther chapter 3 when you read in the Bible, 3 and 1. Read.
For Ammon, a Macedonian.
Who?
A Macedonian.
Ammon, a Macedonian. Who else was called a Macedonian? We read it in 1 Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 1. Right? Read.
The son of Amadatha, being indeed a stranger from the Persian blood.
Oh, he was a stranger from Persian blood, meaning he was not one of them.
He was not one of the Persians or the Medes. Okay.
Not one of them. Read.
And far distant from our goodness, and as a stranger received of us.
Read from the top again.
For Ammon, a Macedonian.
So for Ammon, a Macedonian. Who else was a Macedonian? Go back.
The book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 1 and verse 1. It happened after that Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian.
The Macedonians, right? Showing you who. These dudes that's calling themselves Jews, right? They are Amalek, right? These are Esau's children in the Bible, right? Grandkids, right? So you can't try to hide, right? That fits you. That's all you.
Them your people.
Hey, you know what the trip thing about it, officer? When you had read 1 Samuel 15, jump up to verse 3, because this is what he trying to refer who the Palestinians is, and this is scripture that what he was referring to when it said when God had ordered them to destroy the Amalek, all the Amalekites. This is what the scripture is right here. Read that.
The book of 1 Samuel, chapter 15 and verse 3. Now go and smite Amalek.
And who?
And smite Amalek. And utterly destroy all that they have. And spare them not, but slay both man and woman, infant and suckling, ox and sheep, camel and ass.
But when you read on down, that they spared who? Agag, which who is the father of the Agagites, which is called the Macedonians, which was the Grecians, which is so-called Caucasians.
To this day.
To this day.
They people.
And you know what? Shout out to Samuel. That's all I gotta say. Y'all read the history on that. Shout out to Samuel.
Man, what you said?
Back that boy to pieces.
Y'all all right?
Go ahead. You got something?
No, you got something. We keep it rolling. We keep it rolling.
Pull up the next. Let's pull up the video, right? The one with Netanyahu who pushes for the U.S. to invade Iraq. Pull that video up first.
Right, because we spoke on that earlier. I spoke on that earlier because people don't understand. He been trying to call Big Bro into war since the 80s.
Right.
He has succeeded on several occasions to cause the United States to go into war on behalf of Israeli interest. I ain't gonna say Israel because I'm talking Israeli interest.
Right.
Israeli interest, okay. And I'm gonna throw air quotes on top of it, all right.
And the trip thing about that is, he put a ton amount of money into putting Trump in back into a presidency. And he said after that Trump is going to assist him of getting Gaza, getting these places, because he owes him.
Yeah, because what they did, that's why they destroyed 90% of everything. So they just like, okay, instead of bringing the bulldozers through, we just gonna knock everything down. And they're doing a lot of wild stuff right now. So look, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if you know in Jerusalem right now on the Temple Mount, right, there stands a mosque there. They've been wanting that area for a long time. Don't be surprised if the Iron Dome just so happened to malfunction in a rocket, just so happened to hit that.
Yep.
And then they can finally do what they've been wanting to do, take that spot over and build a satanic temple up there.
That's what they've been wanting to do the whole time, right? So they've been doing it since then, and they doing it now. Play the video. No sound.
Don't got no sound.
If you take out Saddam's regime, I guarantee you that it will have enormous positive reverberations on the region. And I think that people sitting right next door in Iran, young people, and many others will say, the time of such regimes, of such despots, is gone. There is a new age. Something new is happening.
And that is speculation on your part, or you have some evidence to that effect?
I was asked the same question in 1986. I had written a book in which I had said that the way to deal with terrorist regimes, well, with terror, was to deal with the terrorist regimes. And the way to deal with the terrorist regimes, among other things, was to apply military force against them.
The way we did in Afghanistan.
The way, for example, I want to answer your question.
Well, I guess I'm running out of time, so I quickly was trying to get there. We've done, I think, what you proposed in Afghanistan, yet I haven't seen that sort of neighborhood effect.
Well, I think there's been an enormous effect. The effect was, we were told that there would be a contrary effect. First of all, people said that there would be tens of thousands of people streaming into Afghanistan, zealots who would be outraged by America's action, and this would produce a counter-reaction in the Arab world.
But I think you're not saying that when you take an action like we did in Afghanistan, we're going to see all the other countries just fold.
No, what we saw is something else. First of all, we saw everybody streaming out of Afghanistan. The second thing we saw is all the Arab countries and many Muslim countries trying to side with America, trying to be okay with America. The application of power is the most important thing in winning the war on terrorism. If I had to say, what are the three principles?
That's enough.
So I want to unpack a few things he said, right? So he's talking about if you topple Saddam, it was going to be tight, all like positive reverberations throughout the Middle East. All right. So what happened? 2001, 9/11 happened. That was really, all the speculation of the inside job was the reason for us to go to topple Saddam. So that happened. And now what is Iraq? We went over there. 1 million Iraqis died. 1 million, that's the number, died. And now all of Iraq is just is a hotbed for terrorists. Like Iraq is the training ground for terrorists now. That's where they go to train now. So it got worse. Yeah. Afghanistan. Dude kept asking about Afghanistan. We was in Afghanistan for 20 years. 20 years. Guess what happened? When the U.S. left Afghanistan, bow. Terrorists took right back over. So that he convinced them to do it, and ain't none of it played out. But he gonna keep on playing the same game. They do the same game, like I said before. They run the same plays from the same playbook from the same coach, which is Satan the devil.
Y'all all right?
So. They don't keep running the play until you stop it.
Yeah, the same thing. They've been pushing the same thing. Remember though, what made them go into Iraq in the first place?
They said WMD, weapons of mass destruction.
Weapons of mass destruction, right? Weapons of mass. They used the what was the guy's name, man? The Bin Laden thing.
Yeah.
To go in after Iraq and take Iraq down. So that's how they push their propaganda. They push all of these things to push their agenda. All right? Play the next one. Play the next one where it says, for your freedom. Netanyahu to Iranians.
You're going to learn today.
BB said, look, if you go over there, it's going to be positive reverberations. Positive. 20 years later.
Yeah, we can pull that one up next. Pull it up. Y'all got it?
Yes, sir.
Pull it up real quick. But this has been their plan from the jump street, right? They trying to control. They want to control the whole Middle East.
Right.
That's
He
what they want.
said this like he said, look, I wrote a book about this in '86.
Yeah.
So at this point, that was like 2001. That video right there where he was speaking. He said, look, I've been talking about this from '86. That's almost 40 years.
These dudes, hey, give me Michael. Give me Michael.
They play the long game. They play the long game.
You in the spirit. I was
Give me Micah
just thinking
too.
of that scripture, man.
Give me Micah 2 real quick.
That's a
before we
fire
play the video.
precept right there.
Micah chapter 2. Just like you said, it was 40 years in the making, right? Esau, he thinks long term, right? We over in these hoods, we fighting over these blocks and these corners. We thinking small terms, right? We're not thinking about the future. We're not thinking about tomorrow or whatever, right? They what's the quote that these young ones use now?
YOLO.
YOLO,
Yeah,
right?
YOLO.
YOLO.
They thinking right now.
Yeah, they thinking right now. But these dudes, they think deep, right? But read that.
The book of Micah, chapter 2 and verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity.
He said, woe unto them, right? Destruction unto them that devise iniquity, read.
And work evil upon their beds.
And work that evil upon their beds. Like he said, it was, like you said, 40 years in them. He wrote a book about it, right? He was already planning that evil from back then in the 80s. Read.
When the morning is light, they practice it.
They practice these things, right? So they come up with these things and they write these things out and they practice these things and act these things out. Read.
Because it is in the power of their hand.
It is in the power of their hand. Because who they got backing them, right? They got Big Brother backing them. They got America backing them. So if anybody mess with Israel, guess who coming into play? America. Big Brother coming in to save the day.
And you know what? A lot of people don't understand this. It's like, what does Israel have on America? Because we got all the weapons.
Right.
We feed them all the weapons, all the aid, all the money. So people don't understand, like, what do they really got on America to make them just, like, follow them hand and foot? Then you know what they got? Us. The secret.
Right, they got to keep the lie going.
They got to keep the lie going.
They got to keep the lie
The
going.
real Israelites are over here in captivity, and they masquerading. So it's like, if y'all want to keep y'all, because look, I'm gonna tell y'all something. What people don't understand about prophecy and about America. America exercises all the power in the world militarily, and they police the world. But America is only safe because we here.
Right.
If we leave, the Lord bring destruction. If we gone, the destruction got to come. When the Lord deliver us, the destruction gonna come. So they got to do everything to keep us in sin and keep us right here, so the Lord won't destroy this place.
Right.
That's it. Like, that's the game right there.
They know sin is like our kryptonite, right? They know if I can keep them Negroes in sin, hey, we can keep pushing this lie that we the real Jews.
Yeah, right.
Because they not the real Jews, right? They like the scriptures say, they're fugitive, vagabond
on the earth.
Right? They claim they conquer these lands and they take on the names of those people.
Right.
Right? Give me Deuteronomy real quick. Deuteronomy 2 and 4. Or 12.
If I know what you want.
This is them, right? They have no place. They just go from place to place, calling themselves this, calling every place that they conquer. Read that.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 2 and verse 12.
Read that.
The Horims also dwelt in Seir before a time.
So the Horims, they dwelt in Seir before they got there, right? But read.
But the children of Esau succeeded them.
So just like Esau do in these Europe countries, all of these different countries that they take over and they succeed these people, then they become the natives of the land or whatever.
They just take on their names.
Right, they take on the names.
Because they have no history. They have no history of building any civilization. They just conquer and plunder, and then they just become the previous civilization. They're just like, okay, I like what they were doing. I'm going to be them.
I'm going to be them. I want to be them, right? I want to be called the
come
Jews,
on now,
right?
dog.
I want to be called those people, God's chosen people. And in reality, God hates you.
Right.
It is what it is. Read that.
And Esau succeeded them, which they had destroyed them from before them, and dwelt in their stead.
Dwelt in their stead, just like they do today. They dwell in all these different places, and then they start to become the people.
And the word "in their stead," that's heavy right there. In their stead means like if you have a son, if you're a king, and you die, your son raises up and becomes the king in your stead, meaning with the same position that you had, the same power, the same authority you have in your stead. He's exercising all the things that you did. So when they take over a place and it says they reign in their stead, they just do the same thing you was doing. Like, okay, you had buildings here. Instead of building their own stuff, guess what they gonna do? Just move right in. Hey, and say, we built this.
Hey, they swat us. Yes, they say that they
They
swat
swat
us.
us.
They swat us, right? They just come in and just take over and call themselves the people of the land.
Yeah, that's like a thief to come in and rob your house. Right, he robbed your house, and instead of just robbing the house and taking everything, he take the pictures off the wall, hang his pictures up, and say he you.
Hey, that's what he do. Hey, 10, 15 years from now, I give it at least 20 years from now, they gonna be
Martin Luther King gonna be white.
Martin Luther King. They
gonna be Tupac.
They gonna be Tupac. They gonna be all that, right? They go. Them dudes was white, right? That's why they try to erase history. Don't want us knowing our history or whatever, right? So it can repeat itself. All right, but play that video. Unless you finna bring out some shot. I see you holding something.
You already read and when say they
We're in the midst
rob a
of-
man, take his house and his heritage.
Read
And
it.
Michael
I
2.
got you 2 and 2.
Yeah, read that.
The book of Micah, chapter 2 and verse 2. And they covet fields and take them by violence.
And they take it by what?
By violence.
They take it by violence. Keep reading.
And houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage.
They take their heritage. They take their way of living. They take their lands. They take their names. They take everything from you, bro.
This ain't right.
Crazy.
They are the biggest thieves on this planet Earth. That's real. That's real thievery right there.
If grape gatherers came to you, wouldn't they leave some grapes?
Man, for real.
He created one, thievery. Play the video.
We're in the midst of one of the greatest military operations in history, Operation Rising Lion. The Islamic regime, which has oppressed you for nearly 50 years, threatens to destroy my country, the State of Israel. The objective of Israel's military operation is to remove this threat, both the nuclear threat and the ballistic missile threat to Israel. Israel's fight is not with you, the brave people of Iran, whom we respect and admire. Our fight is with a murderous regime that both oppresses you and impoverishes you. The nation of Iran and the nation of Israel have been true friends since the days of Cyrus the Great.
All right, man,
And the
stop.
time has come for you
Let's see.
to unite around your flag.
Hey, stop
and
it,
your
stop it,
historic
stop
legacy.
it, bro.
Yeah, it's making my ears bleed.
Stop.
What?
That's the biblical delusions again.
There you go. The delusions again, right? The delusions again. But I missed some. Play it from the
Y'all all right?
Take it back.
again. Play it one more time.
They said they've been friends. That's crazy work.
We're in the midst of one of the greatest military operations in history, Operation Rising Lion. The Islamic regime, which has oppressed you for nearly 50 years, threatens to destroy my country.
But hold on, though. He said the Islamic religion, which that is Islam oppressed our people too. Christianity has oppressed our people as well, right? Those laws and stuff that they push, they prescribe these laws. Those things oppress us as well. They love to play victim, right? It gets under my skin.
This is crazy though, because this was a broadcast that Netanyahu sent to Iran.
Yeah,
he's telling the Iranian people, look, your government and your leadership is oppressing you. So we're here to. This is what America do, right? This is how you know this is little brother.
Right.
He telling them we're coming to liberate y'all.
Same thing.
I'm gonna bring y'all. I'm gonna bring democracy over here for y'all.
He used his media to control the masses, right? But play on.
Man, look at the
State of Israel. The objective of Israel's military operation is to remove this threat, both the nuclear threat and the ballistic missile threat to Israel. Israel's fight is not with you, the brave people of Iran, whom we respect and admire. Our fight is with a murderous regime that both oppresses you and impoverishes you. The nation of Iran and the nation of Israel have been true friends since the days of Cyrus.
Hold on. Run it back just a little bit, because I want y'all to understand. He said, our fight isn't with you, talking about the Iranian people. It's with your regime, your oppressive regime. Let me hear it again.
Impoverishes you. The nation of Iran and the nation of Israel
Now y'all ain't go back far enough.
have been true friends since.
So that was a lie. Anyway, the point of it is, though, you know, when we just showed that 90% of Gaza is destroyed.
Right.
You know what he said before? Our fight isn't with you Palestinians, it's with Hezbollah.
Hey, I tried to find that too.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That was he was like Hezbollah, the regime that was in Gaza over the people. He said our fight was with them. If your fight was with them, if 90% of the whole Gaza buildings and schools and hospitals and everything was that all Hezbollah? Mm-hmm. So what you think he gonna do to Iran?
Hey, they bombing. Hey, I look at a lot of reports where they bombing the citizens in Iran too.
Yeah,
killing a lot of the citizens.
Yeah, over the last report I seen was like 200 or 300 citizens they said was dead from Iranian bombings. Anything that happened in Israel is like 2, 4, 8, something like that, you know. But they're gonna report like if one building. I saw in like 5 or 6 different videos about bombings, a bomb that actually made it through the Iron Dome and hit Israel. It was showing the same building, but they was acting like it was just mass destruction going on in Israel. It was the same building. I was like, this ain't like the same building right there. The same building that got bombed. Okay, they might have hit one building, but for every building that get hit in Israel, they're gonna flatten 100 in Iran.
That's crazy. Play that last video that Shock had pushed down there. Play that one real quick. Show that one. It's the last one on the group. The last one at the very bottom. This was some of their plans for the Gaza. Making that thing a strip mall.
Oh yeah, wait a minute. This was wait a minute. How many years ago was this?
It was back in what shot?
2023, I believe.
Yeah, 2023.
So this is at the beginning of them started this.
So this was in the making already. They planned this thing like we read earlier in Micah. They need some covetous people. But go ahead, Shot.
An Israeli real estate firm is pushing to build houses for Israelis in Gaza, where Palestinian homes have been flattened by Israeli attacks. The Post says, wake up, a beach house is not a dream. A map from the company shows a number of lots around Gaza. Since Israel's war on Gaza began in October, real estate firm Hareli has been posting videos of employees deployed as army reservists.
מה נשמע, הרי זהב? וואי, מתגעגע לכם. אנחנו כאן בלב עזה.
We are here in the hearts of Gaza doing what we do.
עושים מה שעושים.
And hold on, wait a minute, pause that. You see how they enjoy doing this? It's in their nature to do this. They enjoy doing this. They enjoy destroying people and destroying their lands to take their lands.
They in their element.
You know what I'm saying?
They in their wheelhouse right now. They all in their pocket right
These are the sons of perdition.
The devil. Look how happy he is.
They the sons of perdition.
This smile comes down from the soul right there. You see that?
They are fitted for destruction.
Murdered thousands. I'm super happy. Finna go eat a bag of chips like ain't nothing happened.
Man, this is crazy.
Baby.
Hey, pull up the next one that I just posted on the group. Pull up the next one. Because like you said, Shakana, they people are happy about this, right? It's in their nature. They love this. They love bloodshed. They love the smell of blood.
And they always talking about they fight against terrorism and stuff like that. They the biggest terrorists on this planet Earth.
Biggest terrorists on the planet Earth, right? They cause as much hell and havoc upon the face of this earth, right? Wherever this man is always some type of hell and destruction going on. Play it. Y'all got it? Yeah, that's it. Play this. These are some of their citizens, right? The women and the children. They all agree.
We bound and round, we bound and round, we bound and round. 'Cause when you're messing with the Jews, you're always gonna lose. It's God's plan, and God rules the land. Bum, 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 around. Bum, 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 bum.
Feeling a little ditty talking about bomb Iran.
Bomb Iran. But see, yeah, they all agree. But the Lord said, hey, I'm going to get you
Right,
for
them
that
the
pride.
kids. Them the
I'm going to
kids.
get you for that pride, right? I think I want Isaiah. Is it Isaiah? Isaiah chapter 24 and 21. 21.
Yes, sir. The book of Isaiah, chapter 24 and verse 21. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall punish the host of the high ones that are on high.
God said he going to punish those high ones that are upon high. Those that's they around here singing them songs or whatever, right? They very prideful. Esau is a very prideful people. Go read.
And the kings of the earth upon the earth.
And the kings upon the earth. The Lord said, I'm going to get them all, right? Read.
And they shall be gathered together.
All of them going to be gathered together. Read.
As prisoners.
As what?
As prisoners are gathered in the pit and shall be shut up in the prison. And after many days shall they be visited.
I ain't going to go into that, but give me Sirach. Give me Sirach 5 and 3.
Hey.
The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 5 and verse 3. And say not, who shall control me for my works?
What?
Who shall control me for my works?
Who shall control me for my works? He said, can't nobody control me, right? I'm running with my big brother America. Can't nobody control me. Can't nobody stop what I'm doing,
That
right?
sounds like who shall bring me down?
Who
to
shall
the
bring
ground?
me down, right? Can't nobody bring me down. This man is prideful, but read.
For the Lord will surely revenge thy pride.
The Lord said he going to do what?
Surely revenge thy pride.
God said he going to surely revenge thy pride, right? Because this is a prideful people.
Hey, let me
right?
land back off you with something.
Go
Let me
ahead.
get Ezekiel 35. Give me Ezekiel 35 and verse 6 because we saw the face of the man, right? In the previous video. Had a nice a real healthy grin about the war and destruction that they was doing over there. They loved the bloodshed. But see, they love the bloodshed so much and they think that they are not going to get judged for it. Put the man's face back up here. Put his face back up there. Look. Yeah. See, it don't even stop. Now, read what you got.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 35 and verse 6. Therefore,
Because
as
of this
I
smile
live,
and the love of the blood that they got. They don't need to see me. Let them see Amalek right here. Read it again.
therefore, as I live, said the Lord God, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee.
Why?
Since thou have not hated blood.
Since what?
Thou hast not hated blood.
Since they love the bloodshed. Put it back up so I can see. Put it back up.
Even blood shall pursue thee.
The Lord is going to pursue them to bloodshed. Because look, he said we here in the heart of Gaza doing what we do. Then destroyed 90% of the whole land. Millions displaced. Thousands upon thousands of bodies didn't drop. Doing what we do. Read it again.
And I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee.
Read on.
Thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate.
Edom, Mount Seir, most desolate. Read.
And cut off from it him that passeth out, and him that returneth.
All praises for that.
Yeah.
All praises. Yeah. You know what? And why? Verse 10.
Gotcha. Yes, sir. Verse 10. Because thou hast said, these two nations and these two countries shall be mine.
Because they have taken the United States and Israel, God's land. Read.
And we will possess it, whereas the Lord was there.
And look, the Lord is going to pursue them with blood for that. Because right there, go back to the dude's face so he can know what we talking about. Because they over there just doing what we do.
Doing the most.
Taking God's land into their possession, killing everybody. Said we're going to have this land and that land, America and Israel. And at this point, they got it. They doing what they do. But the Lord going to pursue them with blood. Thus saith the Lord.
All right, like you said, and that ain't their land, right? Even though you got those Palestinians over there and those Israelis over there, that land don't belong to neither one of them.
Neither one of them.
Right? That's our land. But give me Joel real quick. Joel 3.
All praise. I started to get it earlier, but I felt like it needed to come around a little later.
Give me that Joel 3. Read that.
Start at 1.
Start at 1.
The book of Joel, chapter 3 and verse 1. For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem.
The Lord said he going to bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem. But read.
I will also gather all nations.
God said that I'm going to gather all nations. Why you think these nations arguing and fighting so much with each other? Because that's the Lord in the mix of that, causing all of that chaos. But read.
And will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat.
God said I'm going to bring them down into the valley of decision. Right? But read.
And will plead with them there for my people.
God said I'm going to plead with them there for my people. And God ain't talking about I'm going to plead with you. Let's sign some type of peace treaty. No. God said the way God plead with fire. Read.
And for my heritage, Israel,
read.
Whom they have scattered among the nations.
Who they did what?
Whom they have scattered among the nations.
You scattered God's children among the nations. You scattered us into the four corners of the earth.
Right.
Read.
And parted my land.
And parted what?
My land.
So what are you talking about? Israel belongs to you. Israel belongs to the Palestinians. God said that that's his land, and he gave his land to his people. Read.
And they have cast lots for my people.
And God said you have cast lots for his people, his chosen people.
Can I lay them back?
Go ahead.
Hey, Ezekiel 36 in verse 5.
Yes,
because
sir.
Look, what they did earlier, the pot calling the kettle black. He said this, the guy that said they said they're doing what they do, Netanyahu and them, right? They do what they do. They said, nah, the Palestinians are Amalek. Who controls the land? Thus saith the Lord. Let's see.
Right.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 36 and verse 5.
Bring it out.
Therefore, thus saith the Lord God, surely, and the fire of my jealousy.
Meaning his hot, raging anger. Read.
Have I spoken against the residue of the heathen, and against all Idumea.
Who?
Against all Idumea.
Against who?
Against all Idumea.
No, the Palestinians.
Against all Idumea.
No, look, yeah, he gonna deal with them too, but no. You Amalek, you Idumea, Esau kids. Read.
Which have appointed my land into their possession.
Wait a minute. Who got the land of Israel though? God said all Idumea, Edom, Esau kids, Amalek. That's you. Trying to hide.
Right. Go back to Joel.
The book of Joel, chapter 3 and verse 3. And they have cast lots for my people.
Read.
And have given a boy for a harlot.
So he gave a boy for a harlot. They took our young boys and put them on breeding farms, right? Because they wanted, if he was strong and bulky, they wanted more like him. So they'll take him and put him on breeding farms. They even make him breed with his own mama, right? Read.
And sold a girl for wine.
And they will take our young girls as young as, 7, 8 years old and sell them for wine. Pass them off to their friends for a case of wine. Read.
That they might drink.
Come on.
Yea, and what have you to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon?
O Tyre and Zidon, read.
And all the coast of Palestine.
And all the coast of Palestine.
So it ain't y'all land neither.
Right. It ain't y'all land. Right? Y'all always was against us. Just like when you read in 2 Chronicles 21. Right? Give me that 2 Chronicles 21 and 16.
Bring it out.
That's a fire
Is that it?
precept.
2 Chronicles chapter 21 verse 16.
It is a fire precept right there.
Read that.
Yes, sir. The book of 2 Chronicles chapter 21 and verse 16. Moreover, the Lord stirred up against Jeroham the spirit of the Philistines and of the Arabians that were near the Ethiopians.
Read on.
And they came up unto Judah and break into it.
They did what to Judah?
Up into Judah and break into
They
it.
was always against us. Read. There's more on that.
And carried away all the substance that was found in the king's house.
They was always against us. Even from way back then, they was always against us. Go back.
The book of Joel, chapter 3 and verse 4. Yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coast of Palestine?
Come on.
will ye render me a recompense?
Will you render me a recompense? Read.
And if ye recompense me, swiftly and speedily will I return your recompense upon your own head.
God said, I'm going to return that thing right back upon your own head. So just like we read earlier in Joel chapter 3, right? God said that he going to bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, the valley of decision. But all of the stuff that's popping off right now, hey, wars brewing, hey, anything can pop off, right? Anything can pop off right now because the tensions is so high. All right, give me Second Ezra. Second Ezra chapter 16. Start at 36.
Open up the scriptures.
The book of Second Ezra, chapter 16. You said verse 36, sir?
Yes, sir.
Verse 36.
Start at 35.
Verse 35.
Read.
Hear now these things. Understand them, ye servants of the Lord.
Understand these things, but read.
Behold, the word of the Lord. Receive it.
Read.
Believe not the gods of whom the Lord spake.
Read on.
Behold, the plagues draw nigh.
Those plagues that draw nigh. That war is drawing nigh. Read.
And are not slack.
It is not slack, right? I know a lot of people like to count and say that God is slack in his promise. But God say everything is happening right up on his timing. Read.
As when a woman with child in the ninth month.
As with a woman with child in the ninth month. So you think about it with childbirth, right? When a woman is going through those contractions, right? She might have a contraction today, then she might have another contraction maybe another day, and then it starts to get closer. As it get closer and closer and closer, and then boom, read.
Bringing forth her son.
Bring it forth. Read it from the top again.
As when a woman with child in the ninth month bringeth forth her son.
Read.
Within 2 or 3 hours.
Within 2 to 3 hours, right? Within the 2 to 3 hours of those contractions, but read.
Of her birth, great pains compass her wounds.
Those pains compass her wounds, and right now we living in the greatest time right now. We see those pains happening right now.
They intensifying.
It's intensifying, right? It's getting worse and it's getting worse and it's getting worse. More painful.
It was all cool just a week ago, right?
Just a week ago, right? And it's changing every day.
Every day.
So when you turn on the TV, it's changing every day. Some more pain being inflicted upon Israel and Iran. Read.
Which pains when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment.
They slack not a moment because the Lord said it's going to happen, right? It's prophesied to happen. Read.
Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth.
God said that these plagues ain't going to be slack to come upon earth. That's right. America going to be burned, right? And we ain't forget about, we know that those Arabs are our enemies as well because God got them listed right here in the Bible, right here on the hit list. Go to Psalms 83 real quick.
Bring it out.
Yes, that's a fire.
Psalms chapter 83. Listen to what God says.
Y'all all right?
Read that.
Yes, sir. The book of Psalms, chapter 83.
Start at 1.
Verse 1. Keep not thy silence, O God.
Don't be quiet, Lord. Read.
Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God.
Come on.
For lo, thine enemies make a tumult.
God said his enemies, they make a tumult. They cause a lot of commotion. A lot of loud noise, right? A lot of controversy. Read.
And they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
And they that hate thee have lifted up the head. Those that lift up the head, those that we were showing right there on the screen. Those proud people. Those prideful people. Those that hate God. But he finna name them. Read.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
They have took crafty counsel against God's people, right? And they used that identity theft theory, right? They stole our identity. Right, and they pushed us into the four corners of the earth and started calling us Negroes, started calling us Jamaicans, right? But read.
And consulted against thy hidden ones.
And consulted against us, right, to take our identity, to take our heritage from us. Read.
They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation.
Come and let us cut them off from being a nation. They've been doing this since time been ticking. Right? Read.
That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
Now we don't know who we are. Because a lot of our people think they're American. A lot of them call themselves Black American. We rode up on a dude at camp the other day. He called himself a Moorish American. Which one is it? Read.
For they have consulted together with one consent.
They all consulted together, even though they war with each other and fight with each other, but they all consult together on this one thing. Read.
They are confederate against thee.
They are confederate against God's people. That's one thing that they agree upon, right? Is keeping their foot upon the Israelites' neck. They don't want us to wake up. Right. But God said there's a new thing in the earth. The truth is coming out in the earth, and we revealing this man. Read.
the tabernacles of Edom.
Hey, the numero uno, right? The number one, right? The tabernacles of Edom. Your friendly neighborhood white man, right?
Los gringos.
The how do you say it?
Numero uno.
Numeros unos, right? Read.
And the Ishmaelites.
And the who?
And the Ishmaelites.
And those Arabs, right? And those Arabs are against God's people. It is what it is.
Finna go.
Right. Read.
Of Moab.
Of Moab. Even the Chinese man is in agreement with that thing. Read.
And the Hagarenes.
And the Hagarenes, them Africans. Read.
Jabal.
Come on.
And Ammon.
Uh-huh.
And Amalek.
All of them are in agreement with keeping the Israelites down. They don't want us to rise up. But God said, I'm gonna cause all of this confusion and conflict in these different nations and bring them all down to the valley of Jehoshaphat. And we see that thing forming right now. All nations are starting to come into that region, and all hell is gonna break loose sooner or later.
I mean, and like if right now you got the Arabs, like you think a lot of our people don't understand, like all these Arabs, they may, like you said, they may have warring and conflicts between each other. Right, you got Iran didn't like Iraq back in the day. You know, certain of these Arabs, Saudi Arabia and Iran didn't really get along. But now, I just saw reports of Saudi Arabia speaking up on Iran's behalf.
Speaking up on their behalf.
You still got heavy hitters and big players like Russia and China that's condemning the strikes that's on Iran. So a lot of these people look at this stuff that's going on, and like you said, all these nations are gonna get drawn into that region. Let me get the scripture. I think it's Jeremiah 52 about that cup of trembling. All that burden themselves. You know
Open up the scriptures.
You know, I think it's either Jeremiah 52. I know what you're talking about. Because everybody is going to get drawn into this war about this one little bitty sliver of land right now. But they can't help it. They can't help anybody that bother themselves with this thing. You know what I want? I know, but I just
with the dregs.
No. It says everybody that burdens themselves with it. You know what? Go ahead, get what you got. We're gonna come back to it. Cause look, the topic gonna come back around.
But yeah,
I don't want to postpone what you got.
No, go ahead, Shock. You got something you want to bring out?
Yeah,
let y'all bring that out, then we're gonna close it out.
That's one thing that I was noticing when it came to them being in our lands, right? And they say they the true people of Israel, but at the same time, if you was the true people of Israel, war would not be happening because it was promised that the true people of Israel, when they get back into them lands, that's when there'll be no more war, right? So real quick, give me Isaiah 2 real quick. Isaiah 2, read verse 1. Then we're going to read verse 2. Then we're going to jump down to verse 4. Real quick.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 12 and verse 1.
Chapter 2 and verse 1.
Excuse me. Isaiah chapter 2 and verse 1. The word that Isaiah, the son of Amos, saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem.
Concerning Judah and Jerusalem. All right, keep reading.
And it shall come to pass in the last days.
In the last days, keep reading.
That the mountains of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountains.
Keep reading.
And shall be exalted above the hills. And all nations shall flow unto it.
All these other nations, the ones that is on the hit list, they are going to be the ones that were going to flow unto us. All right, jump down to verse 4.
Verse 4. And he shall judge among the nations and shall rebuke many people.
This is Jesus Christ, the Lord of Israel. He is going to judge among the nations and rebuke many people. How he's going to do that? He's going to plead with them with fire and fury. Keep reading.
And they shall beat their swords into plowshares.
And after he plead with them with fire and fury, and after that judgment, they're going to what? Beat what?
Beat their swords into plowshares.
Beat their swords into plowshares. Keep reading.
And their spears into pruning hooks.
There will be no more weapons. Keep reading.
Nation shall not lift up sword against nation.
Keep reading.
Neither shall they learn war anymore.
And neither shall they learn war anymore. When the real children of Israel get established in our land. When the order of God get established after the judgment, when these nations get set in their proper place under the authority of the children of God, that's when there's gonna be peace.
Wow. You know what? You know what just happened right there? They just destroyed the whole lie of the Israelis right there. Right. And what? Hold on. What book was that you just read?
Isaiah 2.
That was Isaiah. That was the Tanakh. God. So wait a minute. What they be reading? What they? Hey, look, people, y'all gotta start reading this Bible. How is this even how is this lie still going on when everybody got a Bible? You got the Torah and the Tanakh, and it's saying that if these was the real people, it wouldn't be no war. But it's missiles flying all day long.
Right.
Exactly.
You good?
Crazy work.
You still want that Jeremiah?
No, we good. We good.
So okay, cool. Hey, but look, but we gonna end it. Hey, that was another episode of Understanding Prophecy. Hey, Lord's will. Hey, people get some up out of that. Hey, you can take something from that. Hey, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So hey, I'm Officer Hakim,
Officer Moses,
Officer Shakanaya,
and Narita.
Officer Yashar REA, man.
Please say the main. Don't
say the main. Hey, with that Israel, hey, shalom, shalom, most high in Christ bless. Hey, that was another episode of Understanding Prophecy.
Yeah. We're only as strong as our weakest. What the Jews that do what you won't do. Like after prayer, go and get it. Might as well boycott marching. Cause after king, it ain't did shit. Got keeping these laws, yup. The first thing on my hit list. Got enough wine in my cup. With a patch of beer to go with it. I'm illuminated, I shine. No recompense for your crimes. What's missing in unity was a lot of you in and not I. Got IUIC up in the forefront. And instead of love, you despise. How we supposed to come together when we add all you do is divide. Never break.